Dear Claude, this video is for you. I have been reading Chuck Dowdle's book, Remembering Crookston, and I came across this two-page chapter that I thought you would relate to and enjoy. The chapter is called Work. When I was a Crookston kid during the Great Depression of the 1930s, work was a large part of my life. It gave me something to do. It made me feel important. It molded my character. It helped me feel independent. It helped me earn money to buy things I wanted. Both work and money were at a premium during that time, and if one could get either, he was very fortunate. In previous articles, I've already mentioned different jobs I held as a child, but here are three more I'd like to tell about that interested me. For some reason, I just loved pastry. So much so that I'd go to JCPenney's on South Main Street and ask Mr. Nick Bartholomew for empty cardboard boxes, which I knew Marotte's Bakery, also on South Main Street, needed, and for which Mr. Marotte would give me pastry. It must have been an odd scene, I dragging cardboard boxes down the street from Penny's to Marotte's. But he and I had a mutual business transaction going on, and it was one which satisfied both of us. I loved pastry so much that I'd hang around the back of the pastry late in the summer evenings sometimes and watch and help the baker, Mr. Lones, who was my friend Louis Lones' father, make donuts and rolls. He'd show me how to twist them before he put them in the oven, and when they came out, he'd pay me off with the warm, yummy pastry of my choice for my work. In contrast to the artistry, warmth, and delightful smells of the pastry-making work was the not-so-exciting job of setting pins in the bowling alley on South Broadway, across the street from Widman's Candy Store. That was before they had automatic pin setters. The ball would come crashing against the pins, which would go flying in all directions. Sometimes, in spite of trying to protect my legs by holding them high in the air, a pin would slam against my shin. Oh, would it hurt! Needless to say, I did not last long at this job. However, another job I had, one that was much more satisfying and lasted all summer, was after 6th grade when I became a helper on a Dr. Pepper soft drink truck for Mr. Vick, who was my friend Jimmy Vick's dad. Each morning, we'd begin the day by loading the truck with cases of Dr. Pepper, Whistle Orange, and Howell's root beer.
Oh my God.
Before we left on our route, I'd watch the bottling men feed empty bottles into the giant machine, which washed them and then filled them with pop.
Wow. Dr.
Like,
Pepper.
honey, I'm recording this. Like the bakery, one of the perks of this job was being allowed to consume the product, in this case, a cold bottle of whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted. Besides making a little money on this job, I liked it because I got to ride to all the towns around Crookston. As I mentioned in previous stories, our family never owned a car, so it was a thrill for me to be able to ride anywhere. It was also geographically enlightening, peaceful watching nature pass by, and a socializing influence on me. Mr. Vick and I would talk as we drive from one little town to another, and then we'd stop at the town's restaurants and bars and fill their orders. While he was taking an order, I'd begin hauling out their empty cases on a two-wheeler, and then we'd both bring in the full cases of Dr. Pepper, Whistle Orange, and Howell's root beer. We'd always stop for lunch, and Mr. Vick would pay for it, He'd also give me 50 cents at the end of the day for my work. Time just seemed to fly by, and before you knew it, we'd be heading back to Crookston's Carmen Addition, where the bottling plant was located, and I'd be saddling up my bike and heading home after another rewarding day. And that's Chuck Dowdle's story about work. I hope you really enjoyed that, Claude. That story reminded me a lot of you. And I thought it was very funny that Chuck's two favorite jobs both had to do with sweets, pastry, and soda. All right, see you later.